Hello, everyone, and welcome to Overwatch Center's Gold. I keep saying it backwards every single time. Uh, Center's Overwatch Gold team. Today we are in a really important game. This is a really big game for our gold team here. We are in the quarterfinals of the champion tier in the Atlanta region, or I guess you'd say champion bracket. Which is one of the higher brackets. So it's really nice that we've been able to make it this far and make it to the quarterfinals, where we can really just show our stuff. I will not be doing the bit where I say quarterfinals every time, but I will probably slip up at some point. We're going to be starting with a pretty traditional comp. This is that Ram comp. I do like to see who's James on the Symmetra. It's going to especially be good into this Rhine. With that big shield, we're going to get that charge really, really fast. I really want to see some just high beams, hitting Lucio's, hitting different sims. They also have a sim, but less sort of a shield availability. So I like where we stand just in the little tiny tweaks here and there. Throwing out a couple different teleports, and we're not really able to move anywhere with this. This is a pretty steady fight. I do think that, really close to a cap, but not a cap. Galvanijo is going to go in order to prevent that cap. That's just so much damage. So much damage with a perfect Mei wall to cut off Galvanijo. It's time for an out. That's a quick out. Everybody die or run it back. I think those subs are going to be able to make it out. I was going to say Carp might try and stick that, but that wall makes that a little bit scary. Something I do want to note is I feel like this game started 3 seconds ago, and so many ults are already online. We have an Earth Shatter from their Rhine, from the University of Delaware's Rhine. I'm unsure if I said that. Delaware has their Rhine almost to Earth Shatter. They almost have window. We're going to Cole to start this fight, which is insane, but always expected from Carp. We always expect to see that 3-second coalescence. Window's going to come out. We're going to use a wonderful Mei wall, but then the Earth Shatter is going to take out Galvanijo. That really sucks. That puts us a little bit behind. I do think that we're just going to have to get out here. We did manage to cap. That didn't do much, but it did stall. It made it to where these deaths aren't as impactful. They're still impactful, but they're not absolutely soul-crushing. I think that if everybody died there and we never got cap, I think that would put this fight happening at about 70%, but now it's going to happen between 50 and 60. And so I think us capping there is really important. They used 2 really big ultimates, and we used 1. So really high hopes here that we can get our hands on a really quick blizzard, get our hands on a really nice beat, move in there, cap that point again, whether that's to stall or to just finally take it. I think either way. Ooh, they teleport onto center. With that TP is going to put their Rhine in our face, and Carp is going to get taken out by the Mei. Galvanijo's just going to have to keep moving, pushes onto point, but that's so many people with arms up, but back against a Mei wall. You take out the sim, but you get nothing else. It's just a really unfortunate situation to be in. All right, so now we're going to go back. We're going to move back, make sure that Toonie can taxi everybody back. It does look like we're going to swap to a Rhine comp of our own. I kind of like that, just if you can't beat them, join them type of mentality. I do think that Ram is one of the big Rhine counters, so the fact that we weren't able to make that work is a real shame. But at the same time, if we can make anything work, that'll be fantastic. They are soloing out Galvanijo every single time. I think this Mei is just looking for Galvanijo's soul, just walling, solo ulting, all the different things. If we were within range of that, would have gone differently. This is the last fight to this point here. We managed to get a really nice blizzard on, but they were able to beat and just make it to where nobody really falls to that. We have a few people still left. It's Galvanijo who's able to make it back, but just getting pushed off the point. Carp way too hurt to engage there. That was a really unfortunate first little bit there, but I think it ultimately came down to a couple different micro plays that I think were caught ultimately. I think that we realized we were running that sim, and as good as that sim is, there was really not a lot of places to teleport, and whenever we did have a place to teleport, it was getting burnt instantly, which is why I think 100% why Who's James is swapping to that Tracer. Something that bread and butter, that blinking around, just the most annoying gnat you've ever had to fight in your entire life. And I hope that that Blake can replicate that as well. Looks like we're probably going to be going for a TP off rip and then switch to the Tracer. Carp and Toonie sticking what they were playing. Galvanijo swapping to the Orisa. I support these picks. I think that, like, you got to swap some stuff up, so we swap off our DPS and our tank lineup. They are going to be running a Ram this time, so a little bit of a more meta pick, so maybe we need to be a little bit scared. Our DPS is way in the back. Once again, Galvanijo just cut off with his wall. A little bit less. Oh, not a quite big enough gap for Orisa to go through, but Toonie's able to take out that Sojourn. We're up here. We didn't lose anything. Galvanijo was able to stay alive on the other side of that wall. Ooh, that slow almost killed some of us, but it looks like I'm not sure if that's if that was a really nice push or if that was just a quick death. But either way, that is going to get us this first point. Absolutely fantastic first fight going in our favor. It's going to be at least 20 to 30% by the time that this cap can even swap to the other team's favor, and that is if they win this fight quickly. So I think that we played that fight really well. We didn't lose any, especially to that wall. Absolutely critical that we didn't lose anybody to that. A little bit of a Tracer 1v1 here. Always scary whenever you have to leave your team just to try and go for this 1v1. And then maybe it works out. Who's James opting to not do that and instead go for a flank. Dashing in, just doing as much damage as possible. Harp's going to fall, but Blake and Galvanijo are going to pick off their Tracer and their Baptiste. Blake picking up a second in the form of this Sojourn. And looks like our DPS lineup is going to fall, and it's going to be down to just a few people here. I think it's just Galvanijo and Tooney. Galvanijo and Tooney able to sort of pick up a broom and just sweep this Lucio off the point. Can't quite kill him. He's a little bit too fast and not enough heals coming out. So we're going to give a little bit of space. We're going to go back to top, but we're going to keep our mitts on this point here. I think that having this pulse bomb could be big. If we could just eliminate a DPS or a Baptiste off rip, that would be absolutely critical. That window goes out. We can use this, and it's really nice, but they're just going to rush through it. Playing to our strengths here, I was going to say, we're going to beat as they get more aggressive. I think it's a fantastic way to play that. We take out their Lucio, but Carp falls as well. We're down subs. They're down their off support, and we're down both of ours now. But this Ram is really close. This Ram's really hurt. That Pulse Bomb with the arms up doing a little bit of damage, but it's just enough. It's enough damage. Oh, a fantastic spear, might I say. But also a fantastic Pulse Bomb. These teams are very, very evenly matched, as it would seem right now. We're looking at like different ult trades. Not a single kill is going untraded, and a lot of these fights are coming down to one or two people. I say that as their Sojourn launches themselves off of the map. You know, we all fat finger slide sometimes. We all do it. But we need to be pressing off this. They're going to use that window to try and stay here, but it's going to force out the no-die, and hopefully we can get this Baptiste. Doesn't look like it. They're going to absolutely deny us of that kill because they're going to beat. And this Baptiste almost hasn't noticed who's James, but oh my god, Tooney with the boop off of the map onto the annihilating Ramatra. That's absolutely fantastic. Using that Colt to hold that Ramatra in place, he uses the ultimate in order to combat that, and you say, absolutely not, get off my point. We recap that, gonna take it into 90. They're gonna have to go for last touches here. They have to go for something really, really fast. Makes sense that they would send this Lucy out here, but it's just gonna be for touch. It's just gonna secure them overtime. I don't know that this is necessarily a fight win, especially whenever Blakeu is pulling out frags like this, taking out the enemy Sojourn instantly. We have that Pulse Bomb. Ooh, throwing out the Pulse Bomb, not quite getting anything with it, but James is going to live, and I feel like that's greater than anything. Having to back up, losing that a little bit of a Tracer 1v1. Galvanijo incredibly hurt. This is an even fight here. We're up in, or I guess we're even in people, but oh, just a little bit too split. We get a pick. Oh, using that window. We want to win this fight. Ooh, Carp getting speared back. Incredibly scary. We beat to win this as well. We get booped backwards a little bit, but not off the point, so that's all right. The window not getting as much value as we would have liked. We have this point. It's fine that we're having this really long fight, especially if we take out their tank like that. But they take out ours as well. They're going to use that window. That was a massive, massive fight. Might I say, a beautiful fight as well to hold that 99. Now, this next fight kind of needs to be a winner. The next fight needs to be a winner because this is going to be a slow back that we're getting into. And on top of that, we'll probably be able to get a touch afterwards, but it might have to be what they did to where they throw Lucio on point, things like that. We're really close to this pull, but we're pretty far away from our support ults, so I'm a little bit scared about that. Ooh, that's a really good spear to cut us out, but it's also really nice that we're able to drag that out really early. Blakeu, once again, getting fantastic picks onto their DPS lineup, just making sure that that aggressiveness does not go unpaid for. With that pull, taking out Blakeu and the no-die. It's really unfortunate. They're going to take out Carp as well, but we're going to take out their tank. Who's James is going to fall, but we're going to take out their Sombra. Like I said, not a single kill is going unpunished. Every single step forward is costing something for both teams here. Incredibly even. Oh, this Lucio 1v1 incredibly close. A little bit of a front flip off the point. Oh, that Doomfist for touch. I really like the Doomfist for touch, but I like it for us as well. Orisa is very much a Doomfist counter if played correctly. They're going to use that beat so that they can prolong this fight a little bit longer. They can maybe make it to where we can't get overtime. But I think that if we play our hand right, we play our cards right, we can get this overtime. 98, just got to get somebody on point. That's fantastic. We got somebody. They use the EMP to push Galvanijo back. But once that EMP's done, we're going to be able to use that. Ooh, use the pull. We thought that one was in that, I think. Just wasn't quite We have to win this fight without a tank. It's really close. We just have Tracer and Lucio here, who's James able to pick somebody off with that pulse bomb, and they're going to be able to recap that. Tooney having to stick around just to try and get touch, and we are going to be able to get touch, but I think that is the end of Tooney, unfortunately. We swapped to the ball. Oh, and we got the touch. Blake, we got the touch with a fantastic overclock. Not able to get anything with it, but able to show presence, and then that ball comes right back out. Really, really close. I think that there's not a single world where you say these teams are not neck and neck. It was 2-2. It was 2-0, but at the same time, it went down to 99. I think that first map, we just had to get in the groove. Tooney getting this. I wonder if this is the boop off of the map under the Annihilation. I don't think it is, unfortunately. Oh, it's to start this point, starting by sending that Sojourn off and then just throwing in damage constantly. Absolutely fantastic. Just sort of being a nuisance running around. I'm really excited for this game, and I can't wait for the next escort map. Welcome back, everyone. We are now taking it to Rialto. We're on this escort. It's going to be map 2. It is currently 0-1 in Delaware's favor, but if you caught last game, you know that it was neck and neck. I think that honestly comes down to little tiny microplays that we honestly learned from in the first map and made it to where that second map was incredibly close. So going into this one, we're really hoping for a win, and we can take him to push here at the very least. You know, you always hope for a nice solid 3 in a row, but in this case, it's not quite possible. We are going for, I don't know if this is real. I'm uncertain if this is real. We will be attacking, so we are going to be starting as the red team here. I don't know how real this is, and I don't want to say like, oh, this and this, but I do know that among higher ups within the Overwatch know-how, Mauga is in a really weird spot to where half of the player base says that he's the worst, and half of the player base says that he needs to be nerfed instantly. So we'll see. It does look like they're going to be going for a little bit of a skirmish, more dive-centric comp. So I'm excited to see if maybe we can fend off against that. We do have a very defensive attack comp with the Symmetra, and it looks like we are running this Mauga. I absolutely think that we can defend against this. Harp on the Kiriko instead of the Baptiste. I think that's an absolutely fine swap, especially whenever you're on escort and things are just a little bit on a wider scale. You can use that teleport or even that long distance Suzu to just help a little bit more. El Nido just sticking that point. Oh, the TP into the building in order to just get deeper. That's a really nice play. That D.Va is going to drop and then instantly learn that that is a bad idea. Going to have to stay up there, setting up the turrets in the room, and now we can play inside that room. An absolutely fantastic strategy. And that we are going to... Ooh, unfortunate Carp is going to fall, but we can still push this cart here. We can still obtain control of this cart, doing a lot of damage to this D.Va, and they can't really push into us, or else they have to face this entire sim setup. And then the get out. The get out is fantastic. I've never seen something crazier. It does look like Who's James is going to fall there. I'm not quite sure what took him out, but able to send your tank from one side of the map to the other is that's something that not a lot of teams can really coordinate in such a jarring manner and still sort of keep their bearings. It does look like we're getting a little bit close to some of these ultimates. None really in our favor. Our biggest is this Sim Wall and this Kitsune Rush, but they're getting pretty close to their DPS lineups, as well as Nano. Nano is almost on the table. Oh, that anti-heal nade is going to instantly get cleansed. It's nice that we were able to get that out of there. Focusing that Ana. We want this Ana gone. Pushing her down the stairs is going to make it where she has to face these turrets, and we take her out. Toonie is going to fall, however. That means that one of us is down. A Nano Tracer. Nano Tracer just taking out our backline, and it's just not something you can really fight into. It's one of those really weird picks to where, oh, you know, you don't really want to nano a Tracer. They don't have a super whole lot of kill potential with this nano compared to some of the other DPSs, especially whenever you have like something like a Sojourn. But honestly, if you're an Ana that's about to die and in your last breath you say, we're actually going to win this fight because I say so, nano whoever you can. Whether it's the Lucio, you know, somebody will get something done. So we've now busted it down to 2 minutes. We still have to move this point a considerable distance. We're going to go back into the building. Instead of setting up on the bottom, I think we might throw a couple turrets. Ooh, the Pulse Bomb taking out Who's James. Instantly going to put us at a disadvantage at the start of this fight. Our anti-heal is going to get thrown at us, and we're just really hurt. We're really hurt as a team going into this fight. It looks like Who's James is just going to burn that ultimate just to, you know, not feel bad about it. And then is going to swap onto this Tracer. I think a faster playstyle is really nice. We tried the Mauga, and I respect the swap. I respect realizing whenever something isn't working. Absolutely critical to just Overwatch in general. You have to know when to swap. And so we're going to speed onto this point with our new Tracer and our new Orisa, and hopefully we can change the pace here a little bit. We can have these turns table. And oh, we're going to rush, but it's going to end up losing us Carp. And I don't know if we play off this. This is a really difficult spot to play in. We're having to play under in this sort of canyon where they can just shoot down on us. Who's James is going to fall, Toonie's going to fall, and Blakeu's not even going to contest this. Blakeu's going to try and make sure that Galvanijo can get out, but ultimately, I think that Blakeu wants to make sure that they can be there for the next fight, and they won't have to wait till halfway through. So I don't know. I think that ultimately what Gold is looking at right now is this beat has to counter 4 ults, and this overclock has to kill 5. Not necessarily like that at all, but Blakeu falling right there takes one of our 2 ultimates down absolutely off of this map, and we're gonna have to try and back up. We're gonna say that there's a little bit time left. We can get Blake back in this fight. We can get Blakeu back in this fight. Who's James gonna just, you know, quick death? Carp's gonna quick death. We have 10 seconds. Oh my goodness, that is perhaps the most unfortunate thing that could have happened. Blakeu getting taken out by that overclock. We're going to send Toonie in the back in order to get this touch, and we are going to get this touch, but Galvanijo is not going to make it going forwards. We're going to beat just to make sure that we can stay on it a little bit longer, but what really can be gained whenever they're just holding our spawn doors so well, we're not able to make any sort of distance, and you know, it's a valiant effort. We'd switch to the Doomfist so that we can defend this a little bit more, but so much of the CC, Doomfist, as fast as he is and as much mobility he has, cannot quite get through this wall of just throwing him backwards. And that's going to be the first half here. We weren't able to make it to this first checkpoint, but it is technically still possible. We can still do this. I think that the team ultimately right now is thinking about what can we analyze, because this specific map is looking like it's in such dire straits. We need to see what exactly do we need to be scared about. What comps are they really good at running? What is going to be our next 3 map picks? Because ultimately, if they lose this one, they will have to win 3 in a row and have to hit that reverse comeback. Or reverse comeback. What am I thinking of?
Sweep.
Reverse sweep. I'm gonna get that reverse. I almost said it again. Having to hit that reverse sweep. So I think that they need as much knowledge as possible going into these last 3 maps. So into this specific comp has to be our best picks to try and prolong how much we can analyze and hopefully even win. I think that everybody has their hopes and dreams that we can win this, but it's gonna be one of the most impressive plays that you'll have to see. And this might be one of them, with the entire team going into the spawn and hiding in the close right. Hopefully that nobody hears the Spotify Premium or the whirring of the motors inside of Bastion. And they just push forward. We instantly cut in. We don't let them push forward at all, and we take the fight to their spawn doors. This is ambitious, and I think ambitious is exactly what we need. I don't think we win this without ambitious. Who's James popping that turn mode and backing up, taking out that Widow pretty instantly. Oh, that nade, I could have swore hit that Echo. But just doing a lot of damage, able to just sort of harass them a little bit. Toonie getting a little bit too close to the fire there and just getting taken out. This is a lot of damage, but that no die is going to be able to cut a lot of it off. That's so much. It's so many criticals that you see from Carp here. You can't heal everyone, but we're able to heal some. We still have a DPS, a sup, and a tank. We might be able to touch point here. They're getting pretty close to being able to win this map. I think that Blake running on and just instantly hitting that ice, that's absolutely what we need to do. Make sure that they can't take this anywhere. Ooh, Doomfist having to block. Using that block early is nice. Oh, we get stunned by the punch, having to force out the Nemesis. We're going to lose the tank. This is just for touch. Unfortunately, we aren't able to take that any farther, but there is still hope. There is still absolute hope. I think that this, and it's kind of a given, this entire game comes down to this flashpoint, and I'm ready for it. I hope that we have a really close flashpoint that gives Center the momentum morally, not morally, but morale-wise that we need. Yeah, their DPS lineup is pretty terrific, and we need to think about how we're going to play it in this last pick. But we will see everybody there. Hello, everyone, and welcome to what could be, but hopefully not, the final map of this series. This is either going to be the start of this fantastic sweep, this fantastic comeback, or it's going to be the end. And I think we're all hoping for the same thing here. We're all hoping that we can stay here for the long haul and we can take down Delaware here. We are going to Servasa, pretty much bread and butter, but I think it's bread and butter for a lot of teams. It's just a very common, I should say. Less so that we're absolutely fantastic at it, and more so that it has been practiced and practiced and practiced. Nothing is going to catch us off guard here, I don't think. It does look like we might start with this Mauga again. Now, I do have to question if the Sombra pick, is it a little bit inspired by white team's doo-doo boo-doo, one and only, the best Sombra known to man? Not at all in the slightest. But it may be, you know, pushing on to this point, just the ultra speed, everybody having 3 different dashes, and all of it amped up by Toonie, just speeding onto this point. Ooh, it looks like their Tracer is going to be maybe a little bit of a nuisance for us, almost just sending Toonie to deal with it while everybody else goes and tries to push onto this point. Galvanijo taking that charge, trying to take out that Junker Queen. That Junker Queen has to back up. Who's James wants more. Who's James just wants to keep going. You want out, but Who's James wants you. And so that's gonna lead to JQ's death. That point is unlocked, and we can back up and take this if we want. It's kind of just a matter of, do we think that we've gotten enough picks that they won't just come right back and take it from us? I think that having everybody so low and so absolutely hurt. I thought that their Lucio being seen through walls via, I think, hack. I was absolutely convinced that was Toonie, way too deep. But we are now all just centered on this point. We've done the aggressive part. We've aggressed, and we've gotten this point. We have 30 on it. The really quick charge that we're getting on this is really nice. Everybody's so low, having to just send all of your heals out. Harp looking to Cole instantly. Not able to keep the tank up. Hopefully we're able to get some in return. Able to take out that Sombra, which is really nice, but Who's James falls as well. The spear taking us out of Cole. It's time to back this up. It is time to get out if we can. Oh, the skill orb, just a little bit too much damage from that Moira, but it's going to be a quick death. Toonie, I think, looking to actually leave here, not looking for a quick death, looking to speed back, which I think is really nice. If anybody's going to live, Toonie is absolutely the one that you want. Oh, that spear coming out early. We might be able to push onto this. Spear is going to probably be back by the time we start this next fight, but it won't be able to halt us in any of our tracks. I think that them wanting to pick this fight on the left side maybe makes us want to cut right, and I'm right. We're going to just have to push them onto this point. There's the spin, and it's going to absolutely good ammo reserve from Galvanijo here, just taking it down to 1 so that we can maintain the burn. Ooh, that EMP taking out Blegu and Carp. That is going to be an absolutely detrimental loss. Able to pick up some heals, but Toonie's still got to get out of here. It's scary, but it doesn't matter. The rollout, or I guess roll back, is it's unmatched. It's unmatched, quite frankly. We're gonna have to win this next fight. This next fight has got to be a winner. And I think with the lineups of ultimates that we have going, there's a decent chance that if we commit enough, it will be. But that doesn't mean that this point will be ours. It just means that this fight will be. Harp falling instantly, detrimental. But we get their pulse bomb out, and we beat in return in order to live through it. Who's James has got to get a pretty big death blossom here. It's got to be a lot. It's got to be at least 2. We throw up the cage, but they throw out the pull, and it looks like the EMP as well. I think that was our EMP actually, and we're gonna be able to take out their tank, and it doesn't look like we're able to find a whole lot more. Hopefully we can find something nice. Blegu able to do a little bit of a speedy diff and take out that Tracer. Who's James taking so much damage on the point. It almost from unknown sources, which I think is just skill orbs bouncing around the map. We're able to take that point, but I don't think that happens unless we commit what we commit there. Heart falling at the start means that we have to pop 1 ultimate. Them popping Pulse Bomb means that we have to pop another ultimate. And us not getting a kill for a hot minute means that we either have to pop another ultimate or we have to lock in. And I think we did both. So I really like to see that. Harp not being there for that last fight is a shame, but at the same time, we're going to have Coalescence for this point here. And they're not going to be really close to anything else except their own Coalescence. If we pop fast enough, we should be able to get the advantage on this and sort of push on before they're able to counter it at all. Doesn't look like we're going to push that fast, though. We're going to sort of wait for this point to unlock before we commit anything. We're going to Cole to start this fight, and they're going to have their Cole at this point now. They're going to throw that out. Pretty even as in Cole-wise, that damage, those heals going out. We do have the point here. We're going to cap this point. Ooh, looks like Galnijo's going to use that dash as just a stall tactic to try and keep that Moira out. That's a lot of damage coming through that doorway, though. Not a lot that you can do. Stall this point for as much as possible. We get it down to 25. Toonie just grabbing the health. I thought maybe Toonie was going to be able to make it back, stall for a little bit longer, but then get out. 33 on Flashpoint is fantastic. That's a fight that you won, and you only used one ult to do it. We're about to have Death Blossom, we're about to have EMP, and we already have that beat, and God knows you're going to blink, and Carp's going to have that Coalescence again. I don't think that we should be worried about our ult economy right now. But I will say that their ults are looking just as good. They've got a lot up here, and we need to push on. I think if we can get anything before this beat goes out, that means that a win is almost guaranteed for this fight. If we're able to aggressive beat on or anything like that, the pull goes out, we're able to teleport out, and the beat comes out from Toonie. So they're going to probably beat here pretty soon in order to try and combat the damage we're doing, but we are going to EMP. Oh, it's not quite fast enough. We're not able to Ajax that beat, but Galvanijo is going to fall. Their tank's really low. We can hopefully get one in return. Oh, the Death Blossom. Even though the Death Blossom's pushed, so much damage was gotten from it, and so much sustain. Who's James still being an absolute menace, even though just absolutely every single cooldown has been thrown at him. That's a long time that you're able to just stay there and stay a nuisance in that fight. Using that Death Blossom, I think, is necessary for that fight to win. It's really unfortunate that we weren't able to turn it into a win, making it 1-1 on this Flashpoint. I have a feeling that this next point is going to be a decider in morale. I think, even if we win this, I'm not going to say it's the end all be all, because you know it's first to 5 on this or first to 3 on this specific game mode. But I think that if we do win it, morale wise, we will be up there, and we'll believe that we can do it at the very least. We have this cage. I think we're going to use this cage really early here, just trying to make sure that we can get Orisa with it. They pop that gold, and I understand why we hesitate. They hack our Cole out. Really unfortunate that we aren't able to keep that, but we're going to be able to push them back out. Ooh, Carp cut off a little bit from the team, not able to heal as much as they would like. Toonie getting taken out. It's just Carp on heals here, throwing out a skill orb, hoping that it just hits your team. Galvanijo falling, Carp falling. Now you're just looking to die, looking to take it out. All right. I think that we were looking for cage, they gold, and then they were able to sort of prolong that fight long enough that we weren't able to find a good cage opportunity. If we can bait out a gold early, then that makes it to where this next fight might just go in our favor. They will have the EMP, which is a little bit scary. I don't quite recall if EMP takes Mauga out of cage. I don't quite remember if that's how that works. I believe it is, but either way, we've got to be looking for some sort of edge here. Ooh, the pull goes out as well as the pulse bomb. We're going to use 2 really decent ultimates together in order to take out Toonie. They do just get 1. We might be able to just recoup here. I think backing it up and sort of recuperating what we've lost. Bleaku a little bit deep, but they're using the Tracer Recall in order to get out as well. We almost have that EMP. They're going to push forward with Cole. We're going to get stunned into that Cole. Try and dash out. I don't know if anything can be gained. Really unfortunate. We lose 4 there. Now, this is going to be either 2-2, or sorry, 2-1. I don't think that Toonie is going to look for that, so it is going to go 2-1 here. We can't take that many losses, not only in this map, but also in this series. This is going to have to be 2-point wins into 2 game wins, which is going to be incredibly, incredibly scary. We have Beat, we have Cole, we have Blossom, we have EMP, we have Cage. This is looking in our favor that we get this first point. We get control of it at the very least. I'm not going to say that we might overextend. We might use a lot of these ultimates when they don't need to be used, and we might lose some, but you know, you always have hopes. We are able to EMP, and that's going to shut down that Orisa, but I think that they're going to beat they're going to beat and EMP in order to try and counteract that. We're able to take out that Sombra, but Toonie does fall there. With our beat not on the table, they used that Pulse Bomb to take out Bleaku. It's not the best lineup right now, but it's still pretty even. Pretty decent damage on that Lucio. We're able to take out the Tracer and the Moira, tilting it in our favor. We're going to get this point. I think Carp being a little bit aggressive here, you might just want to back up. I only say that because it's scary. I only say that because I'm worried. But we are going to gain control of this point at first. We used 3, maybe 4. I'm not quite sure if Carp used, Carp could be at 80 and he might have used that Coalesce fight. But they used a lot as well. They're pretty far from everything except Pole and Cole. So I think we're not in 2 different situations. I think this next fight, if we can pull out a really nice beat, that's all it'll take. That's all it will take in order to change this up. It looks like our Lucio did get hacked a little bit, so we weren't able to beat in that really low situation, but it didn't really matter. We didn't lose anybody for it, so I'm all right with it. It's a lot of criticals that we're looking at right now. It's incredibly scary. Who's James able to heal that back up, and the coalescence from Carp is going to come out in order to get Galvanegio back. They're going to use that pull, but that Orisa is really hurt. That was maybe a little bit of an overextension, but they're going to use their coalescence to try and repair that overextension. We're going to lose Toonie, but they're going to lose Sombra. So much damage, not able to heal at all. Carp just holding down that heal click, not able to get anything for it. We did get it to 91. Got it to 91. This is absolutely still doable. I believe. I am a believer. We have the beat. We're about to have EMP. Blossom's pretty close. And Carp, blink and you'll miss it. He's going to have another coal by the time this fight starts. I think that if we push in here and we can get a nice pick or two with these ultimates, and the rest will just crumble. House of Cards. I'm ready for it. That EMP goes out. We're able to do some pretty decent damage. We're pretty split in vision. A couple of us looking at Orisa, a couple of us looking at the squishies. It's a big EMP on us, though, but we are able to get that beat out first. That beat is going to make it so that EMP isn't as impactful as they would like it to be. We use that coalescence to keep everybody healthy. Looks like everybody's going to be able to stay alive here. We might be able to recap point. Recap point is really nice, but they are all still here. Winning that fight would have secured the map, but this is going to put us in overtime. Oh, the cage to prevent them from touching the point. You only have to worry about, oh, it does look like a couple of people got out of there. The Orisa got out, and it looks like the Tracer, and I believe the Moira got out as well, doing a lot of damage to that Orisa. Liquid Who's falling. Who's James almost coming back into that pull. Incredibly scary. Oh, the Spear taking Who's James away from the Moira and just doing way too much damage. Oh, this fight needs to end fast, and it needs to end in Center's favor. We don't have a lot here in the ways of time. We're going to push forward, and we're going to try and take out the Sombra. Nice, able to take out the Sombra. Can someone get touch? I don't know if anyone can. That's going to go 3-1, and really unfortunate. That is going to go to the University of Delaware. Incredibly heartbreaking loss. I think that was a lot closer than the score entails. I'll always say that, but I very much do think that this was an evenly matched game, absolutely, and I think that we hope everybody has fun and does well in the rest of their playoffs, and good luck to University of Delaware going on into the further matches. Now we do have a post-game interview here with Center Gold's tank player, Galvanegio, and we will get him in here in just a moment. Hello, everyone, and this is going to be the post-game interview. I have Galvanegio here.
Hello, everyone.
So I just want to ask, what do you think? What was the headspace of everybody going into that game, and how did it change over the course of that game specifically?
I think we were pretty much trying to just be prepared for anything. We did some scouting on this team. We knew that they were really good. I mean, they're the number 1 seed in the upper division. So coming into this, it was gonna be a 1 seed versus an 8th seed. So it's like we just wanted to play what we were comfortable with.
And I think that's sorry if you have more.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
I was gonna say I think that's an absolutely just you have to play to your comforts whenever you're up against like just top seed, having to go against somebody who's absolutely dominated in that region. And do you think that over the course of the game, I think especially on the second control point and certainly on Flashpoint, there was definitely a moment to where I was certain that this was an even match. Did you feel similar at all, or did it feel overwhelming?
Yeah, I think Nepal and Saravasa were definitely our best maps. Rialto, we got a bit lost. We've played that, we've scrimmed that map a lot. It's honestly our favorite escort map. We just couldn't get anything going on that offense, and we were able to get a spawn hold going on defense, but it's you know, it is what it is. Going into Nepal, like honestly, like it was, I think it was a lot closer than what the score led on. Like obviously it ended 2-0. That second map though was definitely neck and neck all the way through. So I'm happy that we were able to put up a performance all the way through.
I love how many environmental kills there were.
Oh yeah.
I feel like 5 people fell off the map in the big hole in the middle of Sanctum.
You know, I'm gonna be real. Like out of all my years in playing collegiate Overwatch, especially on Nepal, I think that's the first time I've seen that many deaths in one single round of Sanctum. But yeah, Rayshawn was popping off with the environmental kills. We had a couple of, I think we had a couple people fall off the map. They also had a couple people just fall on off the map on their own. But you know, it's I guess it is what it is. But it was fun. It was funny. It was definitely funny.
I think that definitely a peak of Sanctum is whenever you pull and then they use Annihilation and we just boot the
Yeah.
Annihilation right off the map.
Yeah, yeah, that was awesome. That was one thing. That was a very clutch moment for Rashawn,
Yeah.
aka Tooney.
uh, Moving into a broader spectrum,
Mm,
I think that I, personally, as somebody who's not been here very long,
mm,
but still quite impressed with the run that Gold has have. How do you
mm.
feel about just the team in general and the seasons that you've ran?
Oh, you mean like the full like view, like my last like 4 years, or do you mean like this specific season?
You can narrow it down to as much as you want, whatever
Okay,
you'd like to
okay,
speak about.
okay. I mean, I think like overall, I think the run we've had is really good. It's just like been just season upon season of just constant improvements, like getting to know like one another within the team, getting to know like how each other like works, build up that sort of like synergy. And I feel like every season, like regardless of the results, like we're just getting better and better. And I think this season was no exception. We were working a lot with new compositions. We were working with swapping some roles around. Carp always wanted to be a flex support when he started. If you ask him now, he's probably going to be a little bit more skeptical about him being on flex support. But he was able to come into flex support, that flex support role like really well. Like him and Rayshawn really were able to really just hit that synergy together. Then of course Blakeu from who was promoted from white team also had a big role to fill, filling in for Carp on that flex DPS. Like he also popped off as well. So just overall, like just to summarize it, I'm super proud. And also just like the veteran gold players as well, like me, who's James and Tooney. Like we've been on this team like since the gold team was founded. So I'm just proud of everyone all around, both veteran and newcomer.
I think that's fantastic that we're able to sort of end with a feeling of pride.
Hmm.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
And any final thoughts on this season, any season, or this game in particular before we close out?
Well, I think if well, I mean, I guess I can't really think about it. This is actually going to be my last NECC game until nationals come around. So last NECC regular season game was before spring break. This will be my last playoffs NECC game. Looking forward to nationals. See how that goes. But yeah, I'm happy with the run I've had. I'm sure everyone else on the gold team is as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to nationals now, which should be I think April 14th, 2 weeks from now, somewhere around there.
We have no idea.
No idea, no idea. But yeah, I'm super excited for how the season plays out.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you so much for playing and also coming in here and doing this post match interview. And yeah, I think everybody, it's going to be a good night from us.
Yep, thank you for having me, and everyone have a great night.